during the era of the Four Kings, stood a ruler who reigned through ferocious power. Tommy Hearns, a native of Detroit, embarked on his boxing journey at the tender age of 10 when he stepped into the iconic Kronk Gym under the tutelage of the legendary Emanuel Stewart. With an impressive amateur record of 155-8, Hearns naturally transitioned into the professional arena. His physique was atypical for a world-class boxer, standing at 6 foot 1 inch. He was remarkably tall for his weight classes, with a slender frame complemented by broad shoulders. This unique build, combined with his exceptional reach, compensated for his slight physique. But it was his devastating right hand that truly set him apart. Hearns demonstrated his knockout power by dispatching each of his first 13 professional opponents within 3 rounds. In an era defined by fierce competition, he became the first boxer to claim world titles in 5 different weight divisions, ranging from welterweight to light heavyweight. Hearns concluded his illustrious career in 2006 with a record of 61 wins, 48 by knockout, 5 losses, and 1 draw, and was rightfully inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2012. What makes it even more compelling was that Hearns competed in what was considered the golden age of boxing, a period where boxing transcended mere competition and became a canvas for the human spirit's raw expression. In this decade, champions were not merely athletes, but gladiators of modern times, step into the ring for honor and pride that victory bestowed. The competitive spirit of the era was fueled by a deep-seated desire for greatness, as fighters sought to stamp their names into boxing history. It was a time when the sport was at its most pure and compelling, driven by the ethos that true champions were made not by the wealth, but by the willingness to confront the fiercest of adversaries in pursuit of glory. The Motor City Cobra, renowned for his boxer-puncher archetype, was a master in the art of outboxing. In his prime, he graced the welterweight division, where his elongated frame and long reach transformed him into a fearsome adversary. Hearns possessed an extraordinary reach for his weight class, and he utilized every inch of his reach to his advantage, keeping his opponents at bay with precision and control. At the heart of his strategy was the telephone pole jab, a potent weapon that served as the cornerstone of his style. This lead hand was not just a tool for striking, but a decisive force that halted opponents in the tracks. With each jab, he kept opponents at the end of his punches, frustrating their attempts to close the distance. When Hearns pushed off his back foot and rotated his shoulders behind his lead jab, he would send opponents reeling onto the back foot, disrupting the balance and stifling the offensive maneuvers. For an outboxer like Hearns, defending the space between himself and his opponents was paramount. He constructed layers of barriers, intricate and difficult to penetrate, creating a game of striking where he could land blows without reprisal. The seemingly simple game of maintaining distance and control was in truth a complex dance of precision and timing, executed with the finesse and mastery that only a true craftsman could achieve.
Thomas turns. He should be lunging at him. Instead, he's trying to out-jab him. And he caught him on the side of the face where the cut is, and the blood has begun to flow just a little.
Rounds gone by, easily won by Hearns, using that left.
Punches now is giving Hearns the opportunity to just like that. He looks that way all the time. That's just the way.
If an opponent managed to get past the front door, the real danger hinged behind what was waiting behind it. The lead hand nails the men, while the right hand laid the hammer. The most dangerous outboxers possess a powerful right hand that keeps opponents in check, preventing them from opening up. There's nothing more daunting than a lanky fighter keeping you at the end of his punches, where they achieve full extension. Hearns had an eraser in his right hand, capable of turning out anyone's lights if it laid a flush. He was calculated with his right cross, always aligning his opponent with his lead hand to load his rear shoulders before letting it go. While consistently holding his ground, his feet remained planted, anchored for maximum power. Hearns didn't spam his right hand, making it difficult to anticipate. His active lead hand added to the challenge of timing or evading his strikes. Once his right hand connected, it was just a matter of stringing together combinations from there.
Hearns apparently had shields ready. 40 seconds in. Fighters who have made the lower weight.
But he usually is. He usually punches, he's converted left-hander, punches, jabs, and then turns them over. Hearns will roar when something hard comes, but it remains to be seen.
Hearns' lead hand was crucial for both his offense and defense. He proficiently used his reach by employing his lead hand to keep opponents on the outside, a key strategy for an outboxer. Hearns will also pull back to move at a range, discouraging opponents from following up after missing their initial punch. By combining these defensive maneuvers with his lead hand, he created the perfect strategy to frustrate his opponents, minimizing their offensive engagements. Once they paused to reconsider the approach against this layered defense, Hearns would strike from the outside. It was a delicate balance of shifting between offense and defense, seamlessly integrating each action into every movement, and finding the perfect moment to block, move, or strike.
You're going to see a good technical bout.
Solid shots to the body by Thomas Hearns, but Schumer stayed right there.
Third round, Andres has not gotten a glove near the cut to put his opponents on the ropes and maul them. He has not had Hearns.
The third layer of Hearns' outboxing strategy was his exceptional counterpunching ability. Opponents often had to commit more to their attacks due to the distance they needed to close. Hearns maintained his ground so effectively that many boxers were forced to overextend their punches, leaving themselves exposed. Hearns fully capitalized on these openings, turning his opponent's aggression into opportunities for counterattacks.
Lefts of his own. No question. Welterweight title at stake. We'll be talking with Sugar Ray, and what we must watch for is whether and while Hearns has dominated the round, he has not with shields.
At his core, Hearns was a true warrior. While his strength as an outboxer was unmatched, he never hesitated to engage in fierce exchanges. Unlike many outboxers who struggle on the inside, Hearns maneuvered his height into positions where he could place his power punches without restraint. He consistently reminded his opponents of the consequences of going toe-to-toe against the Hitman, skillfully mixing his punches and seizing those fleeting moments of opportunity. Hearns is destined to be remembered as a true legend of boxing. Having fought in an era that celebrated greatness, he never sidestepped the challenge, always seeking out the best competition, even as he aged and moved up in weight classes. There's a reason he's considered one of the four kings, as his reign was not only remarkable for his time, but also for the history of boxing.